boy Benny. So what is this chart right here? Is this Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio after becoming Speaker of the House? No, actually, this is the interest in directed energy weapons in Google search after the Maui fires that devastated the town. Now, it is our obligation to separate fact from fiction from what we don't know. We're skeptics on this show, so we can ask questions, and it is quite literally our job and our constitutional right to do so. There is a massive interest in directed energy weapons. Presumably, the interest in directed energy weapons spiked after the curious footage of the fires in Lahaina, as people started to notice that these fires, well, only affected the poor neighborhoods and had no effect on the rich multimillionaire mansions that crisscrossed the ocean side. No, it was only the small and impoverished communities that got burnt to a crisp. Quite an interesting fire there, you might say, and I would say, yeah, people deserve answers for what the hell is going on. Ultimately, people deserve the answers, and we are here to give them the answers. The truth about directed energy weapons is that they're real. Directed energy weapons are a real thing. It's something that the DoD is developing in many different forms, whether it be satellite or shipborne or something that you carry with you. Directed energy weapons is something that is openly being used in trials right now, according to CNET. The U.S. commander in the Indo-Pacific is interested in more widely experimenting with deploying directed energy weapons designed to zap electronics and incinerate incoming threats. The Navy Admiral, who leads the China-focused Indo-Pacific Command, on August 28th said he's certainly looking into asymmetric advantages and said he should bring it. I'm very encouraged by the high-energy laser capacities that are being experimented with and utilized. So, to say that these don't exist is a lie. These are real. Here's Lockheed Martin. This is one of the largest defense contractors in America, with a very glossy presentation about how exciting directed energy weapons are, harnessing the power of lasers for the 21st century. Yeah, they have all these little videos and everything up on their YouTube talking about how excited they are. And then these videos actually, you can click on them. These videos actually show tests where they successfully used, there you go, you can see it there on your screen, successfully used lasers to effectively blow up airplanes out of the sky. These are ground-based lasers. This stuff exists. Okay, we done? Okay, we're good. Like, these things do exist. They're actively being tested, and so these are real. Now, did these weapons cause the Maui fires? People are saying that the Space Force is located on Maui. There is a massive Space Force base on Maui. Did something go horribly wrong? What happened? You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to just simply read the corporate press and see that the government services that were in charge of Lahaina and Maui, well, they closed down the roads, trapping people inside of the town. They pushed people towards the center of the town, which was effectively an oven. They shut down the water supply that could have helped prevent the blazes from spreading. And, of course, they didn't sound the sirens to warn people of the dangers. Very curious. They also passed pieces of legislation right before the emergency that allowed them to take everyone's homes. So, yeah, people have a right to be very, very suspicious about who's going to profit and benefit from these fires. In fact, if they headed over to some of the local residents' YouTube accounts, they'd find some other curiosities. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man named Hawaiian Real Estate, HawaiianRealEstate.org on YouTube. This dude has an account. He is posted. He lives in Maui. He's posted a lot. He is not crazy. He posts stuff about, like, beach walks and real estate deals. Okay. But he's gone viral in the last couple of days by posting some very interesting sights and sounds from inside of the burned down village of Lahaina. Ladies and gentlemen, the first of those videos, you see Maui evidence of a directed energy weapon. Now, what he does here is he walks around a vehicle that has been burnt to a crisp, asking, how the hell did this thing get burnt to a crisp?
How did that cone not completely disappear? Because if you look at this vehicle, and I want you to notice the burn, the amount of grass, as you can see, that burned and the char marks. This car is basically completely surrounded by gravel, and you can see a small little flames right here when this grass burned. Yet, when you turn and look right in this direction, besides seeing Dylan, my technical cameraman, you can see this car. And for all you scientists out there that have been sending me images and you're asking me if they're real, I'm here to tell you, in Jesus' name, what we're showing you is real, live on YouTube. So if you enjoy content like this, we ask you to please immediately like this, share this, and subscribe to the channel. Why? Because you are our only hope of getting this out to the world through the YouTube algorithm. This is a tire that is gone. These are the braids of steel inside the tire. Look at this particular rim. Is it safe to say these are aluminum?
Look at the windshield. What's that?
Are these aluminum?
Yeah, that's cast aluminum wheels.
Cast aluminum wheel, you can see that it melted.
And the windshield on the inside?
Look at the windshield. That is a windshield right there that is completely melted. We have some jumper cables in the back of the vehicle. We have some cast aluminum here that's pulverized.
It just dust.
How is that possible for a grass fire that did not come from this direction? Because you can see there's nothing that's been burned over here. What could cause that type of destruction when you have a grass fire on this side that obviously didn't connect? But even if it was a grass fire,
And it's still only half burned. I mean,
yeah, you can see there's even some grass over here that's still standing. It's not even been burned. So even down below, directly below this, you can see some wood fence posts that were burned, but you can see all that grass is still good. So how do you get this car this hot? In the comments section, I need to hear from you guys.
So what these guys are doing is they're walking around, they're finding these burned down vehicles in these open fields and saying, wait a second, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
How
that's
do
an old
these
one.
vehicles,
Look at it, it's rusty.
which are made out of
Very
aluminum
rusted.
and these various metals that have very, very high melting points,
been there
how
like
do
2 or
these
3 years.
vehicles light on fire? And they find multiples of them.
But then you have these two vehicles sitting in here that have melted
yeah, so
aluminum. So Donovan, if you want to just take us through this car real quick and show us, I know you know a few things about cars, you can point out some things that require a very high temperature. By the way, we just talked to the neighbor who was talking to an investigator in Lahaina Town yesterday, and he said the investigator told him the temperatures reached in excess of 3,000 degrees. So tell us what you got, Donovan.
well, we have about 300 degrees for aluminum, and this aluminum
300?
1300.
1300, okay, thank you.
1300. Well, 1220, but if you round it up, because it was not only melted, it was liquefied to the point where it
ran
became
down the side of it.
a river of aluminum going down the dirt hill.
So this is the aluminum rim, obviously. There's the tire, what's left of it, the steel threads or steel belts.
And maybe combination gas tank if the gas tank's aluminum.
Okay. So you have liquefied aluminum running down the side of a grass fire.
The caliper melted, unless they stole it, but it looks like the bolts are still there. So that, and then you get the steel belt of the tire, which is just a bunch of a wire mesh laying there, and you have the windows that were melted, the back window. If you look at the big old, like almost like,
The glass is just melted.
yeah, it was.
Dripping.
This is almost what you would see if you put a car in an incinerator.
But this is not surrounded by a bunch of structure fires or anything.
Yeah, there's no fuel.
So these guys are effectively saying,
It's,
how do these cars heat up
Yeah.
so much?
They
How
drive
is it possible
themselves.
for these cars to get so hot in this area that doesn't have any fires around it? They're not surrounded by structures. What is heating up these vehicles is what these guys are asking.
Interesting.
You notice that house is untouched there.
Now let's just scan the houses next door so you can see for yourself that all these homes are perfectly fine. So there's no fuel to create the fire that's powerful enough. It's like if you burned your campfire next to your car and then this happened to your car next,
Well, everybody's thrown beer bottles or bottles in their campfire,
right?
and I mean, look at the windshield. It's almost gone. in the back windows.
So does everyone just need to go take a little Wikipedia tour on the melting points and,
Yeah.
and just do some research?
Yeah, it's amazing what.
What a good idea. So, because I didn't know much about melting points before all this started, and I'm a skeptic when it comes to all things outlandish. But to me, this is what now seems outlandish to me.
So,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
we have done our research. Here you go. The melting point of aluminum is 1220. I mean, it's really hot. It's a lot hotter than my oven gets. That's really, really hot. I guess the question is, how do these cars melt? And again, it's kind of like you're in an incinerator. The only thing that can come to mind for me is maybe these vehicles are being ignited, the gasoline inside of them has blown up. And so the cars literally incinerate because the gasoline blows up inside of them. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I encourage you to go watch the entire videos. The videos are 40 minutes long.
Not enough to
12 minutes long.
melt
We got a channel.
aluminium,
See for
obviously.
yourself. Again, the dude just like films whales and surfing and hikes in Maui. That's what he does with his life. Looks like a hippie. Seems like a hippie. Has a rainbow in his bio here. So what do you want from me? That's what people are saying? That, like, directed energy weapons are real? Melting points are real? How are these cars melting in the middle of the field? Decent question to ask. Why are all the structures around the cars intact? People are still living there, and then the cars are melting right next to it. It had to be 1,200 degrees at least to get that aluminum to melt. So wouldn't the house be gone too? We're just asking questions, looking for answers. We gotta get them. We'll see.
It's all,
Keep asking questions,
it's
though.
all theatre. It's all theatre.
Skepticism can never
Don't settle.
be wrong. It is in fact our obligation to ask questions. It is our right to ask questions. We must
It's
ask
all
questions. Freedom
settled.
of press is
In my opinion.
one of our most treasured rights in this country. Be nice to use that.
Right, good TV, like.
It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Dead Communism. See ya.